noose, bigger than I've ever made in my life. I'm thinking, man, we're going to try our best.
He gets a rope on Chucky, but separated from the group on the other side of the canal, Williams realizes he's got 1,000 pounds of nervous gator to handle, alone.
I sat down on the rope and buried my feet in the ground and said, God, I hope he doesn't start fighting, because there's no way I can hold this guy.
September 21st, 2004. In a marsh in Gulf Shores, Alabama, Tim Williams struggles to capture an 11-foot alligator named Chucky. The 1,000-pound reptile escaped from Gulf Coast Zoo 5 days earlier during Hurricane Ivan.
If the rope comes off now, we may not ever see him again.
A team of gator experts leaps into action to haul the alligator onto the banks.
Chucky spent a good 2 minutes of really struggling, and then he just relaxed. We just went, we got him.
The first thing went through everybody's mind is, how are we going to get this big son of a gun out of the swamp?
Flavio Morrissey uses his cell phone to call Zoo Director Patty Hall for help. She sends in the cavalry, made up of local police officers and the National Guard.
It took about 20 guys to pull him through this thicket, trying to make it as easy as possible for Chucky.
The local news gets word of Chucky's capture, and photographer Brad Gunther videotapes the action.
Being a news photographer, it reminded me eerily of a major crime scene.
Chucky is pulled for a quarter mile through the swamp and returned to the zoo, where he is released in a temporary pen.
Hey, Chucky. Buddy.
The Gulf Coast Zoo needed a ray of sunshine. Those folks were so happy to have Chucky back.
Chucky came home!
Yay!
The next day, Patty and her staff begin the real work, preparing the zoo for the return of all 265 animals. Cages are rebuilt, fallen trees are bulldozed away, and the ground is sprayed with bleach to kill any bacteria. 6 days after fleeing from Ivan, the animals are transported back home.
You can just look in their eyes. They can smell what seems normal to them.
Harry, the 1,200-pound yak, settles in, while baby cubs Raja and Rane seem oblivious to their adventure. Hall has her staff to thank for the success of the operation.
They all rose to the occasion, and the whole purpose of what these people were doing it for was one purpose, and that was the animals.
And as for Chucky,
he's like the pig in mud right now. He is so happy to be home.
what are the greatest dangers wild animals face after a hurricane? The answer, when Animal Storm Stories continues. So what are the greatest dangers wild animals face after a hurricane? Like people, animals' homes are also destroyed when a hurricane rips through an area, damaging entire forests and swamps. Replacement trees may take years to grow, displacing the animals that once lived there. Standing water can cause a high level of bacteria and disease that threaten wildlife. Floating debris can trap animals or lead to deadly injuries. For Animal Storm Stories, I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori. Your local forecast is next.
There